Uruguay, with all its tradition in basketball, looking to bounce back 0-1 here in the tournament. And Paraguay on the other side, we had a couple of visits to their country 2 weeks back, and you see basketball courts everywhere. Basketball, a very popular sport in Paraguay, so we look forward to this matchup.
Uruguay did some pretty good things yesterday. They were just overmatched against a more athletic, more experienced team from Brazil. They've got some players who can do some things. Daniela Tovagliari is kind of a spark plug out there, and she's earned a starting nod today. The youngster Camila Pineda, 15 years old, saw some very good minutes yesterday. It looked like she belonged out there on the floor with people who are twice her age for her team and the Brazilian team, but she held her own out there. So we will see if we see as much of Camila Pineda today.
Very impressive, 15 years of age, good posture, body language, a lot of confidence, took her shots. Good to see a young gun able to get here so young, and hopefully we're going to see her many, many times in South America's Championship and our continental events.
Uruguay comes into this tournament unranked in the FIBA World Rankings. Paraguay comes in ranked number 50. Finishing up the introductions live in Barquisimeto at the Domo Bolivariano in Venezuela. So very glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from around South America or around the world. It's going to be an exciting tournament. Time now for the anthems. We will have the starters when we come back.
Uruguay. Ahora escuchamos el himno de la selección de Paraguay.
That was the anthem for Uruguay, now the national anthem of Paraguay. Once again, welcome into the 2016 South American Women's Championship live in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. We are at Domo Bolivariano for day 2 of competition. We've got 4 games today, starting off with Uruguay and Paraguay. See our officials for today. Leonardo Salazar, Julio Anaya, and Rodrigo Tezio. Our FIBA commissioner for today's game, Rodrigo Lopez of Venezuela.
In the last 5 times these two countries played, Greg, we had an advantage of Paraguay. In 2014, Paraguay won 77-59, and last 5 games, as we mentioned, they've been up on Uruguay. So interesting and really important matchup on a head-to-head group play here for both squads.
There you get a look at the full Uruguayan roster. Alejandro Yacom, the head coach, switching up his starting lineup today. At guard, number 4, Daniela Tovigliari. Also at guard, number 9, Maria Pereira. At forward, number 11, Sabina Bello. Also at forward, number 15, Florencia Soma. And at center, number 13, Juliana de Barbour. There's a look at the roster for Paraguay. First time we have seen them in this tournament. Only 2 games yesterday. Underway today with 4. We will have 4 games each of the next 3 days. We look at the Paraguayan starters. At guard, number 5, Maria Mercado. Also at guard, number 11, Maria Carabes. At forward, number 7, Astrid Hudeman. Also at forward, number 9, Tamara Insfran. And at center, number 4, Hilda Peña. There's a look at the Uruguayan head coach. And Victor, coming into a competition like this, does it give you an advantage to have played 1 game already, or do you have more an advantage coming in fresh on day 2?
I think it is an advantage because you get a run, you have a video now, you have a couple of things that you can work on overnight, especially because Coach Alejandro had the Uruguayan team yesterday start off with the zone defense against Brazil, and they were trapping the first inside pass, and then they got to do a better job on the rotation.
As we listen into the Paraguayan huddle with Coach Jorge Astigarraga. Beg your pardon.
Cuando dé el primer bote, Carolina, ¿dónde estás? Cuando dé el primer bote hacia la derecha, Jamín, te vas como a salir por detrás de Karina y tú aprovechas ese espacio para irte al aro. Si no te puedes ir al aro, tú sigue cortando para venir por detrás para descargarle. Si la ayuda es lateral, descargas en la esquina. ¿De acuerdo? Si no hay nada, sal, saca, ponemos un pick and roll y jugamos a partir de ahí libre. Sí, defensa individual, acordaros las normas, con quién vamos por arriba, con quién vamos por abajo. ¿Vale? Vamos, venga, va. Duras,
Victor, I caught a couple of words from there. Why don't you give us a little bit of a translation for what Coach
Vamos a jugar cada pelota como si fuera la última. Con todo, con mucha confianza, vamos a ganar.
Well, both squads looking quite excited here to start the match. Coach Jorge from Paraguay, what he was mentioning is he had his first offensive set trying to get cutters towards the basket, and they're going to play individual man-to-man defense or woman-to-woman defense, in which he was saying, let's make sure we know which player we go over and which player we go under, and that is trying to say which player we're going to contest the shot and which ones we can give some room. And on the Uruguayan side, they're saying, let's play with motivation, let's play with energy, and let's come out here with a win.
No matter the language, no matter if it's men or women, international or domestic play, it's all about communication on the floor.
Yes, and these are the things that you work on, preparing, especially now what we said it was an advantage for Uruguay to have played that night, but on the other hand, Paraguay did also get a chance to see Uruguay play, and they also saw the video and going to prepare a few strategies, and that goes on the video. Coaches turn in a game plan in which hopefully they can stick to throughout the 40 minutes.
Moments away from tip-off. Once again, we are at the 2016 South American Women's Championships in Barquisimeto, Venezuela, Uruguay and Paraguay. It's going to be Juliana de Barbour tipping off against Hilda Peña. Peña wins the tip, but Uruguay controls.
And all that preparation is so important, Greg, but also it is important to go out there and allow your natural movement, your natural instincts to take over and play the game the way you think it should be played and make the correct decisions.
Uruguay almost with an early turnover. They will keep possession with 9 on the shot clock. Ball tipped out of bounds by Tamara Insfran. Uruguay gets it back in, and Florencia Soma steps on the baseline, and there's the first turnover for Uruguay. We'll get a look at Paraguay's offense for the first time. Maria Mercado leading the way. Mercado straight to the hole, up off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Pena. She kicks it back out. Now Cavares on the drive.
And Paraguay wasting no time here. They get 2 drive in this first possession, making sure they're attacking the rim.
Maria Pereira gets called for the foul.
And that's how you set the tone. Early on, get as close as you can to the basket, draw some fouls, shoot some free throws, and get into your rhythm.
Caraves misses both free throws. Pereira, nice dish underneath to Juliana de Barbour, and Uruguay takes the lead 2-0.
Drove down, drew the defender, drop pass. Beautiful look. That's how you dish.
Good hands by Juliana as well, catching that pass and going right up with it. Now a 3 on the way from Hudeman, airballed, and that'll be Uruguay ball.
Well, Uruguay started with the zone defense yesterday, not today. They're going man-to-man, making things tough for Paraguay so far.
Bello into de Barbour, she misses. Rebounded by Hudeman, and now the outlet pass tipped.
And when we say man-to-man, obviously is the way we speak about basketball, right? Man-to-man means individual defense. But we could also say woman-to-woman, which means everybody guarding their own. Everybody stuck to their player.
Mercado to inbound. And an offensive foul called away from the pass. Did not see what happened.
It was a screen with those arms just came a little bit too far, but good job also by Soma to selling that to the referee, and the referee fell for it.
Hilda Pena guilty of the offensive foul. Soma bouncing to Pereira. Shot up and good for Soma. She will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. That foul on Maria Caraves.
See right there, Pereira, second time she's able to draw the defender and just dump the bounce pass right on the money for the catch and shoot of Soma.
Cannot complete the 3-point play, so it's 4-0 in favor of Uruguay. Mercado. Over to Hudeman. Great defense by Bello. 8 to shoot. There's Hudeman. Into the paint, kicks out to Caraves. 3 on the way, that's short. Now Soma into the lane, she kicks it out to Pereira. Pereira on the dish to de Barbour, and de Barbour can't handle the pass in the paint. It goes out of bounds, it'll be Paraguay ball. Four to nothing in favor of Uruguay. Paraguay has shown the ability to get into the paint and get to the rack, but they have not been able to score yet. Now Innisfran, little pump fake up and under move. Caraves gets it back. She gets bumped hard. That foul is going to be on Pereira. I believe that's her second already.
Pereira just a little bit too late getting onto that rotation, and she kind of pushes off with her arm a little bit too much. See right there, boom. Go called up by the ref.
She tried to sell the offensive foul a little bit, but she was definitely
And Miss Cavares here with the chance to put Paraguay on the board.
And she does. First points of the tournament for Paraguay on a free throw by Maria Caraves. She hits them both, and they have cut the Uruguayan lead in half, 4-2. 7:20 to play, first quarter. Bello to Soma. Tovigliari.
You see a lot of these hands off nowadays.
Nice screen by Tovigliari, and then Pereira mishandles the ball. 5 to shoot. Soma has her shot blocked by Pena.
Pena did everything right but
Yep.
the reach in. She got a little bit too much right there. Don't want to reach, and because she had good position. It was going to be a tough angle shot, but she reached in, and that's her second foul.
Yeah, second foul, so Pena sits down. Rocio Insfran comes on. So you have Rocio and Tamara Insfran on the floor. Free throw by Soma, up and good. Soma makes it 6-2 in favor of Uruguay. So a better start for Uruguay today, certainly than they had yesterday against Brazil.
And it's important to keep in mind that the point differential on a head-to-head matchup could be key going down if we have a three-way tie.
Mercado misses the three, pulled out of there on the rebound by Soma. Now Tovigliari for three. Bang!
No
Daniela Tovigliari.
That's what we like to see. No hesitation on the transition. Pull up three-pointers good. And if you hear a noise in the back, that's some of the staff here of this beautiful facility in Domo Bolivariano just getting things ready for the tournament. We appreciate the Domo. We've been here for Ligas American and South American Championships, and just a beautiful facility.
Another three on the way for Uruguay. That misses. Rebounded by Mercado. Foul at center court by Tovigliari.
And Greg, you recall when we were in Mexico doing the FIBA Americas Championship, we see a lot of this. The defense stopping the fast break, not allowing the Paraguay in this case get into transition and making the half-court foul.
Started to see that in our league back home because we've had a lot of international players, and they're starting to pick up on that, stopping the fast break.
As long as you don't build up the team fouls,
Yeah.
put the other team on the line for no reason, it could be an efficient strategy, actually a smart strategy. And those things are natural, right? The game is evolving so much video, so much games being played, training, the coaching staffs, sometimes with 4 or 5 coaches in it. And guys are going to figure out details. They're going to figure out ways to take advantage of whatever it is.
Uruguayan foul on number 11, Sabina Bello. Mercado hits both free throws, and it's 9-6 in favor of Uruguay. Just inside of 6 minutes to play in this first quarter. Second day of play at the 2016 South American Women's Championships. Bello looking, finally finds Pereira. The shot by Dagnino rims out, and now the long pass ahead to Caraves, a little too deep, couldn't do anything with it.
Good catch, though.
Yeah. Now Insfran for three. That was Tamara. Uruguay slows it down.
There's that handoff again. No switch this time on the defensive end.
Great defense by Mercado. Pereira puts up the long jumper. That's no good. Rebound fought for and grabbed by Astrid Hudeman. Well, Paraguay now seeming to find its way. Nice drive to the basket there by Mercado. She scores. And Paraguay to within one.
You got to have the balance where the defense is denying the pass on the outside, but you just cannot forget the help side defense. And that time, just an easy way in for the layup.
Mercado has 4. Caraves has 4 for Paraguay. Now Pereira, pretty move to split the defense, but you can't get the shot to fall. Caraves again, kicks it into the corner. Now they swing it around. Mercado for three. No. Rebound by Insfrong. Rocio Insfrong grabbed that one.
Good ball movement. However, when you have a 5-on-4, you want to make sure you try to get something going towards the basket.
Caraves for three. No. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It will stay with Paraguay. Mercado to inbound, 4:07 to play first quarter. Oh, pretty pass inside to Caraves. She draws the foul and scores the bucket.
Out of bounds play, so important to execute well, and that's what they did right there. It's a good screen, and after the screen, she rolled towards the basket and got rewarded for it.
Florencia Soma guilty of the foul. Caraves will try to complete the three-point play to give Paraguay a 2-point lead.
Out of bounds play, as a coach, you want to nail those down. You want to have a few options because that's the time when you can stop everything, set up a play, and get an open player from it.
Free throw falls in, and it's 11-9 now in favor of Paraguay. Anna Doring on for Uruguay. She was one of the starters yesterday. That pass tipped out of bounds by Hudeman. Good defense. Uruguay ball with 18 left on the shot clock. And an offensive foul call. That'll be on Doring.
Moving
Trying
screen.
to set the screen again. Yeah, we've seen quite a bit of that these first 2 days of this tournament.
So important to have timing. The player with the ball has got to wait for that screen to be set. Beautiful
Mercado,
back
nice
door.
feed to Caraves. She lays it in with the left hand. And Paraguay rolling now. It's 13-9.
Uruguay went to deny the pass on the top. Just a nice back door, beautiful dish with the layup.
Uruguay have not scored in over 3 minutes. Paraguay on an 11-0 run in that time.
The actual score right now, Greg, 13-9 in favor of Paraguay. We have on our screen 11-9, but the score is 13-9. As we got the correction right there on the TV.
There we go. Mercado pulling up, a little up and under off the glass. That doesn't fall in. Rebound tipped to Dagnino. Nice move by Bello. Tipped out of bounds again by Hudeman. Hudeman has those long arms. She's 5'10", 178 centimeters, and that's the second ball that she has deflected.
And you mentioned something really important, Greg. You said rebound tip, and sometimes a player can't get the two hands on the ball, but they would just tap it towards their teammate and run away with it.
Remember, Dennis Rodman used to do that. He used to tip it to himself.
Yeah.
Pretty shot there by Maria Pereira, and we are tied up at 13, 2:52 to play, first quarter.
If you can play defense and rebound, the coach is going to find minutes for you to stay on the court.
Hudeman on the drive. She gets fouled after the nice screen by Rocio Insfran.
Uruguay at that time got caught, didn't communicate. They did not switch in the pick and roll, and also did not help fully, and that's why they reached in and not have a player stop the ball. You got to communicate at all times, especially in the pick and roll situations.
Tamara Insfran sits down. She's replaced by Andrea Gomez. The foul was on Rosana Dagnino. Hudeman hits 1 of 2. 14-11 Paraguay. 3 on the way. No good. Rebounded by Rocio Insfran.
But they got what they wanted, though. Uruguay with a nice transition play to get a corner three. Just to knock it down.
Another pretty cut. That time, Caraves can't finish, but another great dish from Mercado.
Uruguay want to slow things down a little bit, get their half-court game going, hopefully get themselves to the free throw line.
Nice ball movement by Uruguay. Doring misses the three. Mercado the rebound. Hudeman, right wing, driving. Gets it outside to Insfront. Her shot is short. Rebounded by Dagnino. Tovigliari tries the no-look pass inside. It goes off the hands of Dagnino. Now Soma back on. She replaces Bello.
And she was open in the post for a while, just
Beg your pardon. She replaces Doring.
unable to get the pass, and when they did, it went off her fingers.
Noelia Torres into the game now for Paraguay. Mercado, little stop move. Insfront into the corner for Hudeman. Catch and shoot three. That's good. Pretty shot by Rocio Insfront.
Baseline drive, baseline drift. Dribble down to the baseline. Beautiful pass on the corner. And a great looking shot.
17-11 now for Paraguay. Bello into the corner for Tovigliari. A three. Circles out. Mercado weaves around the defense. And she gets fouled by Sabina Bello.
And when we say baseline drive, baseline drift, what that means is once a player drives baseline, you want to have that offensive player go to the corner where you can find them for the open shot.
Just about 51 seconds left in this first quarter. Paraguay got off to a slow start, but they are rolling now, ahead 17-11. Make it 18-11. That ball popcorns in for Maria Mercado. Second one does not fall. So Uruguay with a chance to cut into this 7-point lead. Bello over to Soma, to her right, to Pereira. Pereira behind the back dribble, loses her footing, and
that's the correct call right there.
Yep.
She got the defender off her balance, went to behind the back, and the defense had no option but to hold her to the ground.
Maria Mercado commits the foul after the great move by Pereira.
This game's so much about the fakes. You want to take a player one way, they think you're going that way, and then all of a sudden you switch to cross over to the other side, and that's the fourth team foul in Paraguay.
Bello gets it back. Now right side to Tovigliari. Around the screen from Dagnino. Pump fake. Shot is up and in. Rosana Dagnino makes it 18-13. The lead is 5. 18 seconds to play.
I like the unselfish game by Uruguay. They're doing a beautiful job of dropping down those bounce passes to the roller off the pick and roll.
7 seconds left on the clock. The three-pointer by Hudeman, no good. 3-2. Half-court shot. That was pretty close. Caught back iron. But at the end of the first quarter, it's 18-13 in favor of Paraguay. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships live from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. Welcome back to Barquisimeto, the 2016 South American Women's Championships. After one quarter, Paraguay leads Uruguay 18-13. I'm Craig Feda alongside Victor Mansur. Glad you can be with us. Maria Caraves leading the way for Paraguay. She's got 9 points. Maria Mercado has 5. Astrid Hudeman 4. Hudeman also with 4 rebounds in that first quarter for Uruguay. Soma has 4. Tovigliari has 3.
Exciting first quarter, well played. Both teams under control. Try to get into their sets. I like what I see. Unselfish basketball, moving the ball. Win for a good one.
Florencia Soma also had 5 first quarter rebounds. Nice box out by Bello to give her teammate a chance to get the rebound. Pereira all the way to the hole. That won't fall in. Gets her own rebound. Now a 3 on the way from Tovigliari. That's no good. Hudeman the rebound. Starting to see some pretty crisp play in this game now, Victor.
Yeah, I like what I see. Both squads really knowing what they want on both ends of the floor, on the defense and the offensive side, and the tendencies for us to have a close one all the way to the end.
Insfran bumped in the paint by Pereira on the shot. Surprised there was not a foul called there. Tovigliari another 3 on the way. That misses.
That's what she's there for. She's a shooter. That's the team recognizes that as soon as she's open, they hit her first shot. She hasn't knocked him down the last few, but hopefully she can catch fire here soon.
Torres out to Hudeman, getting the offense reset. 9 to shoot. Perez out to Hudeman. 5 to shoot now. Around the screen by Insfran. Insfran gets it at the right elbow, puts the shot up, no good. Another rebound there for Dagnino.
But once again, well done. Got the shot clock to go down, got the pick and roll, and a wide open jumper, just couldn't knock it down.
Pretty good execution of the offense with the shot clock winding down. They got a wide open 15-footer. You can't ask for much better than that.
Both these teams are just young women being really disciplined on the offensive end. You see right here.
Soma's 3 is short. Perez into the corner. Now back out to Hudeman. Her 3 is short. Bello into the front court. Soma, another pass tipped out of bounds by Hudeman, but she saves it to Pereira, and Hudeman comes up.
Looked like she might have sprained her ankle, just hit it too hard there on the lead screens. And when she was diving for the ball, that's what you want. You want to give it up, give your body up for your team, hustle all the time, because they could have came up with the steal and an easy bucket on the other way.
Tovigliari sits down for Uruguay, as does Pereira, replaced by Fiorella Martinelli and Jessica Lopez.
Good couple of subs here. She just hit a little bit too hard. It wasn't a twist or anything, so hopefully she's okay.
Has a seat on the bench and getting checked out by training staff, and shot clock violation. They did not realize how much time was on the clock when it came back into play.
Big mistake. As soon as that ball stops and it's out of bounds, you got to look up and see how much time you have on that clock. And then after that, you don't even have to look at the clock again. It's on your head, the countdown.
Caraves into the corner to Insfran. Insfran, errant pass. Noelia Torres picks it up. Now Mercado, 4 to shoot. Gets it inside to Insfran. Nice ball movement. Patient offense by Paraguay, finding a good look underneath, and they lead now 20-13.
Mercado, crafty play on the top with the crossovers going right to left, got down the lane and dished it off.
Soma, out 3-point attempt on the way from Bello, and that's good.
Get the ball inside and then swing it to the other side with a wide open shot. That's how you play ball. Unselfish play by Uruguay.
Sabina Bello cuts the lead to 4 points. Now Uruguay with a fast break opportunity. Soma up and scores. Lead is now 2, 20-18. 6.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Uruguay on a little bit of a run now. Gomez splitting the defense, goes glass. Pretty shot there, gets it to fall. Dagnino called for the foul. And a very pretty move and shot there by Andrea Gomez.
She split the defense,
Yeah,
got
I
into
thought
her
she
spot.
was going to pass it, and she said, nope, I'm going to go right through here.
And a tough angle to shoot that glass shot. Great job.
Banked it right off, completes the three-point play. So it's back to a 5-point lead for Paraguay. Martinelli out to Soma. To Bello. Around the screen.
Now Bello getting Mercado with some of her flavor.
Yeah.
The crossover going to the right, and it's a reach in by Mercado. Good call by the referee. If you're a young player out there, you got to practice your dribbling. You got to be smooth with it. Make sure you get those fundamentals down to create your own shot.
Torres sits down for Paraguay, replaced by Tamara Insfran. Bello lucky to get that pass off. She's going to be guilty of a travel as she lost her balance, and now Uruguay turns it over. Insfran right side, Tamara into the corner. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. Actually, that was not tipped by Uruguay. Just went off the hands. I believe it went off the hands of Gomez. And so that'll be a turnover, and it'll be Uruguay ball. 5:49 to play, second quarter. Doring getting set to check back in for Uruguay.
Uruguay did a great job of covering the corners. A lot of times in basketball, the corners are they're open shots after the ball rotates, and Uruguay at that time recognized, able to get there, and Paraguay committed a turnover.
Lopez picks up her dribble, finally gets it to Martinelli. She thought about the three. Now to Soma, 5 to shoot. Martinelli throws up the wild shot, hits the side of the backboard. Paraguay ball looking to extend. Mercado, the runner off the glass, won't go. Rebounded nicely by Bello. Soma now gets it over to Bello. The pass from Martinelli tipped out of bounds. It will remain with Uruguay. 15 on the shot clock.
Uruguay had a good momentum going forward. Them has struggled here the last couple plays down the floor. See if they can get a good shot off the inbounds.
Paraguay answered with the three-point play. Now a three on the way. Airballed by Martinelli, but Uruguay gets the ball back. 3 on the way from Bello. That's good.
4-on-1 transition. Why not pull up the three? We see a lot of that now, and she made him count.
Sabina Bello cuts it to 2, 23-21 Paraguay after the three-point bucket. Caraves picks up her dribble, 8 to shoot. Mercado into the lane, gives it up to Caraves. She launches the three, bang! Maria Caraves answers the three-pointer with one of her own, and it's back to a 5-point lead, 26-21.
Anything you can do, I can do as well. Back-to-back threes. Exciting first half here so far.
Soma hits Bello on the cut. Defended nicely by Rocio Insfran. Shot missed, and here comes Paraguay again. We were talking on the way over that this might be the most exciting game of the day.
Definitely looks like it so far. 5-point lead here for Paraguay. Timeout called by Uruguay. Try to settle some things as they did get a three by Bello, but before that they struggled the last 4 or 5 trips down the floor. Let's see what Coach Alejandro got to say.
Timeout on the floor, 26-21 in favor of Paraguay.
Duerme, cobramos. Su saque lateral, vamos a hacer esta, vamos a hacer una 2. Vamos a hacer una 2 para no comernos, para no comernos un tiro en el triángulo. Ana, vas a venir acá, defendés la línea al aro. ¿Tá? Flo, defendés acá, Xavi, defendés acá, Jessy defiende del lado de la bola, Flo defiende acá.
y Fío defiende acá. Defendemos una bola, la defendemos zona. ¿Está claro? Hay que llegar a la tiradora. Después que ya pongan la bola en el piso, ya ajustan y quedan en hombre. Allá hacemos 3 bajos para jugar la ventaja de Florencia con Fiorella. Dale, vamos.
Coach Alejandro, they're trying to set their out-of-bounds play, looking for Uruguay to get a good shot. And it looks like they're going to show zone here, going back to that 2-3 they had against Brazil yesterday. Change things up. That's so important. You want to take the other team out of their comfort zone and catch them by surprise.
3:53 to play, second quarter, a 5-point lead for Paraguay. Insfran left side to Mercado. Mercado fakes the pass, catches her own blocked shot. 3 to shoot now, 2. Udeman launches the 3 with the shot clock winding down. It's no good, and the rebound by Jessica Lopez.
Paraguay keeps the man-to-man individual defense. Hasn't switched it up yet.
Soma, right side. And Uruguay turns it over. Here comes Caraves. Tries to get it to Tamara Insfran on the fast break, but the pass behind her, and it goes out of bounds.
3-on-1, just one dribble too much, and then when trying to make that pass, just a little bit too behind. Had she not dribbled, maybe she could hit her on the spot.
Once again, Uruguay looking to cut into this lead. Soma, catch and shoot from the right side, missing. Nice bounce pass, and then the foul from Lopez.
That's why you tell your big men, your players, to keep running the floor. We're going to reward you. That time, just a nice bounce pass to Caraves going down that trailer. Fill the lanes, run the court to get some easy buckets.
Free throw is good by Caraves.
So Caraves, after missing her first free throws, really lighting it up here with that 13 points, make it 14 now.
Yeah, she hits them both. She's got 14 to lead all scorers. No one else in double digits. Mercado has 5 for Paraguay. Bello has 6 for Uruguay, along with Soma. 3 on the way from Pereira, and that's good. Maria Pereira cuts it to 4, 28-24, 2.5 minutes to play second quarter. Mercado surveying the defense, getting it to Hudeman. Seems to be fine after crashing into the boards. Now a turnover by Paraguay. Bello picks up her dribble, gets it to Doring. Doring tried to get it back to Bello, but bad angle on the pass, and Paraguay comes away with it. Caraves now, right side, guarded by Doring. Caraves into the lane, puts up the shot, and it's good. Pretty drive by Caraves to make it 30-24 with 1:50 to play second quarter. Doring sets the screen for Pereira. She drives and dishes, but the shot no good. I believe that was Lopez on the miss. Now Mercado into the corner for Tamara Insfran. Now a 3 on the way from Natalie Quevedo. Doring finding Lopez, now to Soma. Bello working her way into the paint, kicks it into the corner. 3 on the way from Lopez. Bang! Jessica Lopez hits from long range. Cuts the lead in half. It's 30-27. 1 minute to play second quarter.
And Uruguay sticking with their game plan. That is kick it out to the wide open three-point shooters. That time they knock it down to close it into a three-point game.
Hudeman. Now a 3 on the way from Mercado. That misses. Martinelli, beg your pardon, that's Soma. Boy, I thought Soma touched.
I was about to say that. I thought so too. And Uruguay is going to use their second timeout of the half. With the 44 seconds to go, let's see if they go for 2 for 1.
Paraguay leading 30-27, 45 seconds to play in the first half in Barquisimeto.
No presiones más, cada que presionás se te van. Mantenete adelante de ellos. Sí, sí, la bola. Sí. Acá salís a presionar erguida para que se te fuera. Lo que tú tenés que saber, tú tenés que defender a la jugadora más lenta de ellos. Si es más rápida que vos, mantenés distancia y la mano adelante. No presiones. Bueno, vamos a la última ofensiva. Vamos a hacer una ofensiva larga. Tienen dos faltas, así que vamos a atacarlas para sacarle faltas o que sean goles. ¿Está claro? Vamos a hacer esto. Vamos a tacuarlo. Vale. Vamos a jugar acá. No te quedes sin pique. Juega esto acá. Sube y viene acá. Se la pones en Flo. Flo juega el 2x2 contigo. Ana, te me escondés. ¿Tá? Y a partir de ustedes dos, ataquen para romper, descargar y buscar el tiro también de Dani. Vamos a la cancha.
Dale, 45 segundos, dale.
Coach Alejandro saying, we'd like to make this a large offense, which would mean take our time and run the shot clock down. Paraguay with only two team fouls, so they want to attack Paraguay. It looks like they're going to have a double screen on the top, looking for that flare on the three-pointer on the other side of the floor.
See some of the highlights. Some nice work by Caraves.
See right there's that flare screen. Good job by denied by Paraguay. Now Uruguay's going to look to drive and dish.
Ferreira trying to find something, and they turn it over. Tamara Insfran misses but gets her own rebound. Torres has it now. Over to Hudeman, to Caraves in the corner. Out to Torres.
Good job to hold it down for the last shot.
5 left on the clock. Hudeman on the drive. She runs into Florencia Soma. And the officials are going to discuss it. An offensive foul called.
I like what happened there. Referee makes a call, but sees that the other referee has got a better angle, a better shot. They go there, they talk about it.
Yep, they had to probably talk about whether or not Soma was in that restricted area.
And they got the right call.
They absolutely got the right call.
Nothing wrong with having a chat real quick just to make sure everything's right.
Half court for Pereira, hits the front of the rim.
Uruguay getting closer and closer with the half-court shot.
And so at halftime, it's 30-27 in favor of Paraguay. Been an exciting first half. Teams got off to a slow start, but then they both picked it up. Both teams went on runs in that first half, and we've got ourselves a pretty good ball game. 30-27 in favor of Paraguay. It's halftime at the 2016 South American Women's Championship at Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. As we look at some of the statistics on this game, Paraguay shooting 41% from two-point range, Uruguay 35% from 2. Paraguay struggling from three-point range. Rebounding close, 22-18 in favor of Paraguay. 5-1 advantage on the offensive glass. Assists in favor of Uruguay, 8-5. Uruguay 4 more fouls. Uruguay taking much better care of the ball today. Just 9 turnovers in this first half. 7 for Paraguay. Uruguay actually outscored Paraguay in that second quarter, 14-12. As we look at some of the highlights from this first half, let's run down the individual scorers. Maria Carabes has 16 for Paraguay. Maria Mercado has 5, along with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. Astrid Budeman has 4 points and 5 assists. Gomez has 3, and Rocio Insfran has 2 for Paraguay. For Uruguay, Soma has 6, along with 6 rebounds. Sabina Bello has 6 points and 5 rebounds. Tobigliari has 3. Jessica Lopez has 3. Pereira has 5. And Juliana Di Barbour has 2. And Rosana Dagnino has 2. Balanced scoring for both teams for the most part. The lone exception, Carabes with those 16 points in the first half for Paraguay. There you get a good look at the three-pointer by Pereira in that second quarter. Carabes. Jessica Lopez hitting from 3. And that gets us to halftime, 30-27 in favor of Paraguay. Entertaining first half. We will be back with second half action when we come back. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships live from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto, Venezuela.
Well played, actually.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
They missed a couple of shots, but that was well played.
7. Uruguay lost yesterday to Brazil, 115-42. Our other games today, Argentina and Ecuador at approximately 1:45 local time, followed by Brazil and Chile at 4:45. And the host nation in action for the first time will take on Peru tonight at 7. We will have all of those games for you live right here from Domo Bolivariano. Victor Mansur along with Craig Feda here. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from around South America or around the world. Victor, we had an entertaining first half. Uruguay started off slow, then they went on a little bit of a run, then Paraguay answered, and an entertaining, well-played first half.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. What we saw was aggressive defense from the Uruguayan team. Even though they gave up a few back doors, you want to be overplaying and then rotate after that. As we see Coach Alejandro giving them instruction here. Uruguay really sticking with their perimeter offense. Only shot 3 free throws in that first half. Hopefully they can adjust and attack the rim a little bit more.
Uruguay having more success today than they had against Brazil yesterday. Certainly Brazil a much more formidable opponent than Paraguay is, but Uruguay really taking care of the ball a lot better today.
Yeah, and Coach mentioned that he wants Pereira on driving in addition. Exactly what happened in the first half. Had a couple of dishes, and then from the Paraguay side, Paraguay really doing a good job on the rebounding aspect. Only gave up 1 offensive rebound in that first half. That's impressive. Paraguay was patient on the offense. They took care of the system. They were calm with the ball, and that way able to get good shots and have a 3-point lead in the first half. So look to see a little bit of that set half-court offense in the second half from both teams, and hopefully we can get a few more knockdown shots. But entertaining first half, and we're in for a good one, my friend, here in the third quarter.
One of the things that Uruguay has to do is try to stop Maria Caraves. She had 16 points in the first half for Paraguay.
Yeah, Caraves, that interesting. She plays like the point forward, the power forward position. She's able to catch the ball outside, drive, knock down a few outside shots. Uruguay's got to keep an eye on her and not let her get hot. We're about to get the game clock here with the 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Just a few adjustments before we get underway here in Barquisimeto.
They started the clock a little prematurely, counted down to 9:58, and then they had to get it back to.
And you see right there on your TV, hashtag Sudamericano 2016. Follow all the action on our social media as well as FIBA.com/Americas, our beautiful website of the competition.
Belo out to Soma. Now to Pereira, 10 to shoot. Pereira into the lane, bounce pass to DeBarbour. Nice ball movement and motion in the offense. Soma the floater from the elbow misses. Peña the rebound.
Once again, well played offense by Uruguay. Just could not finish on that runner.
Mercado gives it up to Caraves. Back to Mercado, 8 to shoot. Now Insfran kicks it out to Caraves. She lines up the 3. That's no good. Rebound fought for by Peña, but grabbed by Juliana DeBarbour.
Good job of hitting the curl player there that time. Kicked it out for a 3, just couldn't knock it down. With both quads really disciplined. They look well trained, well practiced coming into this second day of competition here that will qualify the top 4 teams into the FIBA Americans Women's Championship next year.
Pereira scoots along the baseline, tries the bounce pass, but it goes out of bounds off of Paraguay. So Uruguay will retain possession. Tovigliari for a 3. That's good. She had a long time to line that one up, and she drained it. And we are tied at 30.
And that's exactly what Coach Jorge is telling her players. That's her game. She's going to shoot the 3s. We got to stick with her. Don't give anything easy.
Udeman turns it over. And Uruguay is running.
In and out move.
Oh, pretty move by Florencia Soma, and Uruguay back on top 32 to 30, 8.5 minutes to play.
Soma showing us the in and out, the drop step down the lane. Good job, young woman.
Mercado inside to Caraves, kicks out to Pena. Open jumper from the wing is no good. Caraves tracks down the rebound after Bello tumbled over Mercado. Now Mercado for three. That rattles out. Insfran almost had the rebound, but Pereira comes away with it. Pereira on the attack, goes up over Hudeman and lays it in. Pretty move by Maria Pereira. And Paraguay wants timeout. Jorge Astigarraga does not like the way this second half has started. He finds his team down 4 with 7:52 to play in Barquisimeto.
Bajáis a defender, metéis en la pintura y bajáis los balances defensivos. Otros 4 puntos de contraataque. La puta madre que me parió. A ver, adelante. Vamos, quítate de 30. Juega 40, 11, 12. 40, 11, 12. Todo el rato. Pero dejar de votar, jugar con pases. No puedes llegar votando hasta aquí. Hasta aquí ha llegado. ¿Cómo no vas a perder la pelota? Hasta aquí ha llegado votando. Sales del bloqueo. No has sacado nada. Primera exterior, saca ventaja. A esquina, a pasar. Con pases. Y luego penetración, pero con pases. Venga, va.
Coach Jorge not quite pleased with his defensive stance. He said, get back, get low, get grinding.
Solo esta.
Not only defensively, but
machapean
offensively,
una a una porque son
Paraguay
tiradoras,
has not
¿verdad?
scored in about 4 minutes.
He said, more ball movement, let's get the ball rotating, because Uruguay really feeling the moment here, 10-0 run. And Pereira, who started the game looking to drive in dish, last couple trips down, she took her herself.
Insfran bringing it up left side. Now into the paint, the floater. That's up and good. Pretty move by Tamara Insfran. Shooting it up over Juliana de Barbour.
So there you go. You got a timeout. Coach Jorge stopped the game, got their team settled. Next possession down the floor. They get into the lane and get an easy deuce.
Tovigliari airmails a three-pointer. Up ahead to Caraves. Beautiful pass. Caraves, a little bit of contact on her way up, but not enough for a foul. And now the rebound in the corner.
Caraves does a great job running the floor. Good catch, just could not quite finish. And then what you don't want to do is you don't want to commit that foul all the way, even though they were trapping, they had an advantage with the player on the corner. You don't want to give a foul away that far away from the rim.
Tamara Insfran called for the foul, but I think that was Maria Caraves that initiated more contact there. Now Tovigliari, beautiful bounce pass to DeBarbour. She gets it back, and that's good.
Uruguay all day has been working that pick and roll on the switch, bounce pass on the money. Uruguay with the 4-point lead.
Good persistence by Juliana de Barbour. She had the pass kind of deflected when it got to her hands. She tracked it back down and went back up, and now de Barbour with the steal. She has to hold it up going against Mercado. Now she gets it back. De Barbour scores after Astrid Hudeman tries to jump the pass lane, turned into an easy bucket for de Barbour, and now Paraguay finds itself down by 6.
Juliana had the mismatch down low. Uruguay recognized it, dumped down to her, and just an easy bucket.
Now Tamara Insfran, the right-hand layup off the glass. Tough move by Insfran.
Tough move is right. She went with her right side and left side layup, but she got it to go with a good angle off the glass.
Drive and dish out to Tovigliari. She faked the three-pointer, but Hudeman was there on the defense. Soma now, 6 to shoot. Driving on Caraves. Soma gets the baseline into the corner for Tavigliari. Did she get it off? Yes, she did, but it was no good. I thought maybe she didn't get that shot away. And now a carrying violation.
Maybe it should have been, if anything, should have been a travel, but I didn't even think it was a travel. And Uruguay is going to get a break here.
4-point lead for Uruguay, 5:33 to play third quarter.
Coach Alejandro sticking with their guns. Bello running the show here as he brings the ball up the floor for Uruguay as they try to keep their momentum going.
Doring handing it to Pereira. Quick move past Insfran, but she gets hammered on her way to the hole.
As we mentioned, first half Pereira is really looking to drive. In this second half, she's attacking the rim, trying to add to those only 3 free throws shot by Uruguay so far in this game.
So the nice fake pass, and then she gets taken down from behind by...
And it's really clear what Uruguay is trying to do. They got 17 three-pointer shots so far, and this is free throw number 4, and that is a reflex of their offense as they tend to stay in the perimeter and shoot those long bombs.
Second free throw for Pereira is good, and it's a 5-point lead for Uruguay. Mercado into the front court. She's gone quiet, as has Hudeman. Around the screen by Caraves. Now the drive. Bumped. No call. Pena, the offensive rebound. She puts it back up. No good. Rebound tipped to Tavigliari. Tavigliari gets it back. And she draws the foul on Mercado.
And Paraguay, they don't want to get out of character. They want to stick to their game plan. And if they're able to crash the boards and get some extra shots on the offensive rebound, they have got to do that and not settle back and stay away from the rebound.
Bello into Doring. Back to Bello. Now to Pereira. Right side, 8 to shoot. Around the screen by Doring. And Doring called for the offensive foul. Not sure about that one. I thought Doring was set on that one. Maybe we'll get a look at it here. She was moving a little bit. That one's borderline.
Yeah, good job by selling it too, right? As soon as there's a contact, the player kind of.
Mercado, nice bounce pass. And the conversion by Pena.
And Paraguay really needed that. Let's see if that bucket kind of gets things going for them as they've been ice cold here lately.
Paraguay back to within 3. 39-36. Pereira. Baseline to Dagnino. She kicks it out to Tavigliari. 7 to shoot. Oh, has her shot wickedly blocked by Pena. Pena now running the floor. Drops it off underneath to Insfran. The shot won't fall, but she draws the foul.
Pena did everything right. Got the block. Brought the ball up the court. Dished it off to Insfran. The last second just could not get to go that three-point play.
Foul is on Pereira, and what nice ball skills by Pena. Nice pass, left it up high in good shooting position.
Unselfish basketball. If you got a player in a better position than you got to give it up.
Free throw missed by Insfran. She misses them both. 4 minutes to play, third quarter, 3-point lead for Uruguay.
There's that Horns action with the flare screen, looking for the mismatch on the switches.
Ball stripped out of there. I think that was Pena again. Nice bounce pass ahead to Insfran. She gets a little too deep. Now Caraves from the right side. Little hop skip into the lane.
4-on-1 fast break.
And Bello gets fouled. Lucky for Bello, she was fouled by Hudeman. Bello was losing control of the ball and her feet.
Described it perfectly, my friend. She did lose the ball a little bit, just got bailed out last second on the contact.
Hey, you see her lose the dribble there.
and hit the deck. And she wasn't even going up, so good job by the refs.
Yep.
Calling that on the ground.
And Uruguay throws it away. A little miscommunication between Doring and Pereira.
And if I'm not mistaken, Bello got away with something. She cannot move on that out of bounds. She can only move if it's a basket. However, she did end up throwing that away anyways.
Coach Victor would be complaining if he were Paraguay.
Yeah, what happens is if it's a violation or a foul, the
Right.
inbounds, you cannot move your pivot foots from the position. And she moved a little bit, 2 steps to the side, and but either way, she threw the ball away.
Now a bump from behind by Dagnino.
However, if it's a bucket, though, you can move that baseline side to side on the 5 seconds that you have.
Juliana DiBarbo back on, replacing Rossana Dagnino. Inside to Mercado, goes off of her leg, and that's a turnover by Paraguay. The Uruguay ball. Soma back on now to replace Anna Doring.
And if we have any questions or concerns with the referees department, we have Geraldo Fontana, head director of FIBA Indies Americas referee department, who does a great job with clinics and camps and recruiting. Just a fabulous man. Works so hard in developing the referees in our continent.
Tough shot there by Pereira, won't go. Here comes Uruguay, or rather Paraguay. Count the bucket.
And that's why you stick with the play. She got the bump, even though she was able to gather herself back in and finish that layup. Don't stop playing until the end.
Yeah, they either one. Fouled twice. Once there, and there by Tobigliari.
Yep.
But Bello called for the foul. And Caraves completes the three-point play. Gomez on now, replacing Astrid Hudeman. Did you get a chance to talk with the supervisor of officials about the 5-second call in the paint?
Yeah, we did talk about that yesterday, and he mentioned that shouldn't have happened. But it's okay, just as the players are out there making decisions sometimes. But the good thing is that what we saw here before, they had a decision to make. They came together, spoke real quickly, and came up with the right decision.
Well, the officiating has been outstanding in this tournament, and it's really been outstanding in all of the FIBA action that I've seen. FIBA Americas, both the men's and women's, were tremendous tournaments, very well officiated. Bello to inbound, Soma, and back to Bello. Tobigliari right side, and now a whistle away from the ball as Juliana DiBarbo gets called for the offensive foul. She's trying to back down Hilda Pena. Took her off her spot. Tied at 39, 2:40 to play, third quarter.
It's been a tight one since the start. Tied at 39, as you mentioned. Both teams also shooting close to 40% at the field goal.
Caraves has her shot blocked by DiBarbo. Now Soma.
Beautiful hop step down the lane, 1-2 with the left hand finish. That's what we like to see, young lady.
Almost looked like her feet didn't quite come down simultaneously, but that jump stop worked. Now Pereira, or beg your pardon, Mercado from outside. That was no good.
4-3, Uruguay with the momentum here.
Bello on the drive, can't get it. DiBarbo throws it up, no good. DiBarbo wanted the foul on Pena. I think she had a little bit of a case there. There was some contact underneath. Now Mercado splits the defense, throws it up off the glass, no. DiBarbo another rebound. Here comes Pereira, 2-on-2. She gets cut off by Insfran, gives it to DiBarbo on the cut. No shot. Foul is going to be on Caraves.
But both teams really playing the game the right way. They're getting close to the basket. They're getting open looks. Just need a little bit more finesse on that finish. They're going back and forth as Greg with 1:36 to go, 2-point game. Just as we expected. Very tight one.
DeBarbour misses that free throw. Boy, I thought the official signaled no shot. Foul was on the floor. Well, 5 team fouls on Paraguay. Juliana misses both free throws. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be to Paraguay with a minute 36 to play, third quarter.
And for the first time in the game, we have Camila Panetta, 15-year-old. Just a bright future here for Uruguay. Let's see what she brings up to the court here in the third quarter. And she picks up right away full court defense.
Panetta just turning 15 less than a month ago. Staying on Mercado. Now Gomez with the travel.
So you see one switch of Alejandro and the Uruguayan team, and they picked up the defense a little bit more and more ball pressure, and that took Paraguay off their game. Good job by Uruguay on the defensive side. And it was offense per defense because Camila steps away. So good job by Alejandro, really trying to send a message to his team of let's pick up on the defensive side.
Soma travels. Took that one extra step. Now Pineda and Jessica Lopez back on for Bello and Pereira.
Fresh blood, fresh energy coming in.
Lob pass inside to Torres. Insfran launches the three, no. DeBarbour another rebound.
A lot of time here with the 50 seconds.
Tovigliari's three-pointer from the corner misses. Pena another rebound.
And that's the type of fouls you don't want to give with the 14 fouls of Uruguay. You're just giving up 2 free throws. As this game goes on and players start to get a little bit fatigued, really important to keep your composure and make the right decisions. You don't want to get out of character and make some decisions you might regret afterwards.
That foul was on Juliana DeBarbour, and Pena hits both free throws, and we're tied back up at 41. 47 seconds to play. Scoreboard clock different from our clock here. Now they're synced back up. Pereira.
Uruguay might go for the 2-for-1 here.
Absolutely.
They're just taking a little bit too much time.
Pereira to the free throw line, kicks it out to Tovigliari. Gets a little space, launches the three, no good. DeBarbour another rebound. Gets it to Pereira, and she shuffles the feet after catching the pass.
That's too bad. They had 2 players right open, cut into the basket. However, they fought for the ball, did not realize they were teammates, and the ball's going the other way.
Now Ezquiaga on to replace Pereira. 18 seconds left in the quarter.
And if you're Paraguay, you want to slow it down and wait to take the last shot.
Gomez. The floater misses. Jessica Lopez the rebound, but I think she's going to get called for the foul as Torres crashes to the floor. Now Pereira and Martinelli back on for Uruguay as Lopez and Ezquiaga sit down.
Uruguay trying to set up here a transition after this free throw. They did it in the first half and got a corner 3 didn't get to go, but 7 seconds, enough time to get the ball and to get a good shot.
Noelia Torres hits the second free throw. Pereira into the corner. Shot away in plenty of time. Covigliari catches the rebound but cannot get it away in time. So the third quarter will come to an end. It's 42-41 in favor of Paraguay. Stick around for the fourth quarter. This one's been tight the whole way. We're back from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championship. Welcome back to Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto, Venezuela for the 2016 South American Championships for women. Day 2 of competition, first game of the day. We've got 3 more to follow. Argentina and Ecuador at about 1:45 local time. Brazil and Chile at 4:45, and then Peru and Venezuela at 7. We invite you to join us for all those games, wherever you are tuned in from around the world. Uruguay has actually outscored Paraguay each of the last 2 quarters, the second and third quarter by an identical margin, identical scores in fact, 14-12, after Paraguay outscored Uruguay 18-13 in the first quarter. All those numbers add up to a 1-point lead for Paraguay, 42-41. 3-ball on the way, that misses by Insfran.
Talk about being tuned in from anywhere in the world. Let us know where you tuned in from. FIBA at FIBA _ ES for Espanol. Tune in, send some messages. Let us know where you tune in from. Follow all the action at our facebook.com/FIBA. And catch Craig and I at Centro Basket 2015 coming up June 19 to June 25th.
Followed immediately by the South American Men's Championship.
Played here in Caracas in Venezuela.
Pretty shot by Pereira, that falls in, but
it looked like she either got hit in the face or hit her face in the ground as she came down.
Holding her nose.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious, as she's a key piece for this Uruguayan team.
She
as
sure is.
Fourth quarter time.
So you can see what happened here. As she got hit with the right hand. Tamara Insfran.
She got hit a couple of places. Good thing she's okay. And sometimes you get hit and bumped, and that brings you back a little bit and gets your focus going again. So even though she's playing a great game, sometimes it happens.
Caraves into the corner. Insfran, the long jumper, misses. Pereira the rebound, especially if you get hit in the nose. That kind of really jars you sometimes. Might not even bleed, but Uruguay will retain possession. Mercado back on, replacing Noelia Torres. Udeman on to replace Tamara Insfran. Pereira around the screen by Soma.
Good defense here by Paraguay.
But cut off. Now Bello.
Good job on the rotation as well.
Fakes the pass. Now gets it out to Soma. One to shoot. DeBarbour did not get it off. Missed it anyway. And that's a shot clock violation. Good defense on that trip down the floor for Paraguay.
They trapped the corner, rotated on the ball outside, closed the drive, and got the 24-second violation to go. Good job.
Insfran traveled.
Move her feet before she dribbled. She didn't even dribble that time, but
Yeah.
she moved her feet before the pass.
Bello. Now Soma left side. Gets it to Pereira on the cut. Loses it. Stolen away by Paraguay. That was Andrea Gomez on the steal, and then committing the foul in the backcourt is Florencia Soma.
There we see again that
Yep.
stop the transition foul. FIBA Americas U18 also coming up in Chile in the month of
Three on the way from Caraves, no good. She's been stuck on 16 points for a while. She's got a birthday coming up. May 31st, she will be 24 years old.
And just to complete that information, Greg, the U18 men's and women's FIBA Americas Championship is going to be played in the month of July in Valdivia from the 13th to the 23rd of July. The top 4 teams from that tournament qualify to the Youth World Championships.
Insfran hands it to Caraves, throws up the wild shot as she draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line.
Caraves determined to go down the lane. Uruguay just with the late reach in, because we could see it from as soon as she caught the ball, that's where she was going.
A foul is, Victor, on Florencia Soma. Free throw good.
No sorry needed, my friend. I'm having a great time here with you and following your lead.
Caraves hits them both. And Paraguay gets its first 2 points of the fourth quarter at the 7-minute mark. Bello for three. Boy, that looked like it was online. Caraves now with 21 points, actually. I thought she was stuck on 16 there for a while, but.
And next dead ball, Uruguay has called for timeout.
Caraves on the drive, runs smack into Juliana DeBarbour. And a great call there, jump ball. Good defense by DeBarbour.
It looked like there was going to be a travel, but referee on the baseline said both players had possession, hands on the ball. And
oh, that's right. I didn't see Pereira have it from behind.
And there you see the 2 thumbs up.
Great
Jump
defense
ball
by Uruguay. Timeout on the floor. This is the 2016
más
South
concentradas.
American Championship for
Juli, estoy
women.
acá, Juli. Aguantátela. Vamos a hacer esto, chiquilinas. Xavi con la bola acá. Vico acá. La de Carabés es la primera que mete este bloqueo acá. La que defiende la otra chiquita va acá arriba.
Yo, a las 7 que
No, vos nada, Dani, vos estás acá. El 4 y el 5, la de Carabés es la que está cerca de Vico. Es la que pone el primer bloqueo. Vamos a hacer al revés, perdona. La de Carabés es la que está acá. Juli pone el primer bloqueo. Flo pone el segundo bloqueo y Vico viene acá. Flo se queda con Carabés acá. Y venimos a jugar el bloqueo para su mano izquierda Vico y tenemos la tiradora de este lado.
Juli se abre.
Con toda la confianza. Tenés que sacar faltas, tenés que sacar goles, tenés que sacar la descarga. Dale.
Back at Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. Paraguay with a 1-point lead, 44-43. Uruguay taking timeout.
As we see Pereira on our screen, Coach Alejandro really looking for her. He drew the play. He's going to try to get advantage of Pereira going left. And if she cannot draw the foul or the hoop, she can dish it out. So let's look to see if Uruguay can execute.
Belo just about has her pocket picked by Mercado. Tight defense by Paraguay on this possession. Soma right wing, 10 to shoot. Out to Belo. Belo behind the back dribble into the lane on Mercado. Flips it up with the left hand and in.
There's that behind the back to get to the lane, and a beautiful lane with the left hand.
Uruguay back on top, 45-44. 3 on the way from Mercado. That's no good. Rebounded by Soma.
So tempting. Sometimes you have the shot, but it might not be the right time to take it. Mercado just could not get that one to drop.
Pereira gets it back from Soma. 5 to shoot. Long three-pointer on the way. That's good. Maria Pereira from long distance makes it a 4-point lead for Uruguay. 5:15 to play, fourth quarter.
Coach Alejandro said, Pereira, I need you. And she's delivering right now with a really important three to give Uruguay a 4-point lead with 5:08 to go. And Craig, just as we expected and just as we wanted, a close game here in the end.
There's the shot by Bello, and then there's the three-pointer straight through by Pereira.
Nothing but the net.
Foul at the other end, called against Daniela Tovagliari. Insfran, left side. 3 on the way from Hudeman. No good, but Pena the rebound. Pena working on DeBarbour. Now the free throw line jumper is good by Rocio Insfran. The younger of the Insfrans.
Paraguay really struggling from the three-point line, just 2 of 23. Like to see them get stuff to the basket.
Pereira misses from the left wing. Boy, I thought Tovagliari touched that last, but they're going to say that one off of Rocio Insfran.
Since there was no possession by Uruguay, the shot clock is going to say 13 seconds, or it might be 5 seconds of possession for Uruguay. So they got to get into something quick here to get a shot off. That's exactly what they needed. With 5 seconds to go on the shot clock, reaching a holding foul, and that's going to give them a fresh 14 seconds on the sideline.
Yeah, they were trying to get a screen set, and Tamara Insfran held. So you got time to run a little bit of something here. Now Pereira, deep right side around the screen by Soma. Kick out now to Bello, 3 on the way. That rattles in. Sabina Bello makes it a 5-point lead, 51-46, coming up on 4 minutes to play in the game. And that was tipped into the backcourt by Soma. And now Uruguay commits the foul. That will be on Bello.
But you like the aggression. Pick up the defense, especially here with 4 minutes to go. You don't mind being over-aggressive.
Especially when you still have a couple of fouls to give. Our second game scheduled to start at 1:45. Presume that will be delayed a little bit as it's...
No, all games are always on time, Greg.
Okay.
Even though, yeah, as we mentioned before, Paraguay has won the last five matchups head-to-head. But Uruguay, with the 5-point lead here, big bucket here.
3 on the way and good from Astrid Hudeman. Cuts the lead down to 2, 51-49, 3:40 to play.
Paraguay try to keep the head-to-head advantage. Big bucket on that three-pointer.
Nice ball movement there by Uruguay. I'm not sure if Peña got a piece of that one or not. And a technical foul called on the bench of Uruguay.
We mentioned as the game gets close, the time winds down. So important to be disciplined, to make the right decision. That time, Uruguayan bench just arguing too much. Referee said enough of that. Technical foul, and Paraguay with the chance to tie the game.
Yeah, the Uruguayan bench upset that there was no foul called on Hilda Peña. So Mercado hits the free throw, and it's now a 1-point game. That's one thing that's a lot different in FIBA play than in American play. The officials do not wait very long to call a technical foul. There's not a lot of conversation between coaches and officials or players and officials.
It's also important to see what words were said and the tone of voice as well.
Caraves up and scores. Yeah, that's a tough move to get around Jessica Lopez. And now Paraguay back on top, 52-51.
Athletic play. She almost lost the handle, but
I believe Paraguay on a 6-0 run. Now Soma for 3, high off the back iron, no good. Uruguay tracks down the rebound.
good
Pereira.
job here by the table officials, just putting up to 14 because Paraguay never had possession.
Pereira on the drive. Oh, what a Euro step move into the lane around a defender and laying it in with the left hand. Now Uruguay back on top, 53-52.
Pereira really taking Uruguay on her shoulders right here with that leadership, and she wants the ball, as you see right there.
Pass intercepted by Lopez, and now Pereira fouled at mid-court. That's on Mercado. We should note that.
And that's her fourth foul.
Yeah. Timeout on the floor, 2:29 to play, 53-52 Uruguay. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships live from Barquisimeto, Venezuela.
Excelente, chiquilinas, excelente. Miren cómo la vamos a atacar. Todas las ventajas con la guaraní. Entonces, no importa que se coma el segundo, vamos en ventaja. Las tenemos que meter en colectivas. Entonces, vamos a hacer L con Dani. Saca Jessy. Flo acá, Juli acá, Pico acá. Esto es para meterla en cancha. Va a recibir Flo acá. Flo, vas a venir en bola en mano y se la sacás, Vico. Vos vas a tener un montón de segundos para resolver.
¿En el eje?
Sí. Y Vico, que va a tener la bola, todas se me van a ir al fondo. Todas se me van a ir al fondo. Flo y Juli. Hay que atacar el pick con la 12 que no mueve los pies.
Si sale la ayuda, el paso.
Dani,
para
vos
adentro,
ponete del otro lado, vos ponete del lado izquierdo.
No vaya a pasar.
Jessy, te me pones acá.
Pará, y para el saque, entonces no voy a...
Es L. Es L. Vos vas a estar acá, te vas y ya te vas allá.
53-52 in
¿Está
favor
claro?
of Uruguay.
Posición larga.
Last couple
Faltando
minutes here
6
in the
segundos la
fourth quarter
atacás.
have been
7
back and
segundos,
forth.
dale.
It's been tight the whole way. Biggest lead of the game, I think, was 6 or 8. Craig Fada, Victor Mansour, glad you can be with us. We've got 4 games total today. This the first one. Coming up at 1:45, we've got Argentina and Ecuador.
Coach Alejandro drew a play up here in the timeout. Let's see if Uruguay can execute. They're going to run the shot clock down and try to take advantage on the mismatch.
Pereira, 8 left on the shot clock. Working on Insfran, kicking it out to Tovagliari. 3 now, 2. DeBarbour puts up the 3. That's good! Juliana DeBarbour hits the three-pointer as the shot clock expires, giving her team a 4-point lead, 56-52 inside of 2 minutes to play now.
Just like Coach Alejandro drew on that timeout.
Yeah, I don't think he drew it up for DeBarbour to take a 3-point attempt. Now Caraves answers from the other end.
We could sense this was a close one from the start. And with 135, the fans that are out here are getting everything they pay for.
Back to a 1-point game, 56-55. Tovagliari to Lopez. Now back to DeBarbour. She gets it out to Tovagliari. 10 to shoot. Puts up the floater along the baseline. Goes off the glass, no good. And then a foul. I believe that's Jessica Lopez. After the rebound by Mercado.
A couple of times this has happened. You're giving up a foul all the way on the other side, as you see there.
Think she was a little excited?
Yeah, she made that 3 and said, let everybody know she made it.
And Caraves at the other end.
Character 3 to get her team back in it.
A little cooler after that shot. Now Mercado shooting the free throw. I did not see what happened here.
It looked like Uruguay was lining up outside, but after the first shot, they just walked in.
Oh.
Got together to talk a few things over and see how they're going to run their offense this time.
Mercado hits both free throws, and Paraguay now back on top, 57-56, 1:10 to play.
This game's so important with the head-to-head matchups going forward in group play.
Pereira loses the handle, and now here comes Paraguay. Hudeman for 3. Bang! Astrid Hudeman hits the three-pointer. And now Paraguay on top by 4 with 57 seconds to play. What a run by Paraguay. Less than a minute to play. Don't go away. This one's going to come down to the wire.
No hesitation, just caught that ball, knew it was going up. Arcing shot, nothing but nylon. Perfect timing for Paraguay as they get the 4-point lead, and Uruguay now out of timeouts. And that's what we love about international basketball. Show your country, make everybody know who you're playing for.
Falta mucho. Tenemos que tomar buenas decisiones.
See what Coach Alejandro Yacom has to say.
No se apure. Hay que atacarlas. ¿Cómo? Con cuerno alto. Vamos a tener a Ana, vamos a tener a Flo. Al revés. Ana del lado mío, Pico del lado mío, Flo acá, Dani acá. Vas para el lado de Flo, hacemos eso. Se juntan. Ana, atacás el aro y después te abrís. Jugamos todas abiertas. Y ataquen en uno por una, romper y descargar. En defensa, palo a palo con Caraves.
57 seconds to play.
La defensa es todo cambio, chiquilinas, todo cambio. No hay goles y no hay faltas,
Uruguay has no timeouts.
No hay falta, falta mucho. Sigan jugando.
Coach Alejandro trying to calm their team down and say a lot of time left, girls. Keep keep your head in it. Let's make sure we stay aggressive and try to score on this possession right here, but trying to bring their confidence back up.
And that kick by Caraves. As Soma had difficulty even getting the ball in. Now she gets it into Tovagliari.
There's that hard actions Alejandro wants. The two bigs on top.
Soma to Pereira, gives it up underneath, and Uruguay turns it over.
Paraguay wants to melt the clock here, waste all the 24 seconds if they can.
15 left on the shot clock, now 30 left on the game clock. Paraguay by 4. Mercado, 5 to shoot, and Mercado traveled with 22 seconds left and 5 on the shot clock.
A
Shot
rare
clock now off.
up and under move on the perimeter. Just took her pivot foot and crucial turnover here.
Now Dagnino comes on to replace Ana Doring.
And Uruguay desperately needs this bucket.
Belo into the lane and draws the foul on Ilda Pena.
Yeah, Pena's saying, putting her hands up like she didn't do anything, but she turned her body too much. She wasn't facing forward, so that's a block.
Yeah, not a shooting foul, more importantly. Only the 3rd team foul for Paraguay. Tovagliari out to Dagnino. 13 to play. Tovagliari has it swatted away, and now Caraves has it, but she steps out over the sideline, and Uruguay will get another chance.
And referee kind of got in her way a little bit. She almost had that steal.
Well, he's part of the floor, part of the game.
She had a few words to say to him. 8 seconds. Uruguay has to score and foul right away.
Boy, and another turnover by Uruguay. They did not take care of the ball very well in this second half. Certainly not as well as they did in the first half. They got a little looser as the game went on, but they were still able to keep it close, and in fact had a lead quite late in this game. Now Mercado to ice it. First free throw up and good, a 5-point lead now. A 2-possession game. Both free throws good, 2.3 to play. And now Soma. And Uruguay does not get a shot off, and Paraguay will win it 62-56. What a great game, and Uruguay just falters down the stretch a little bit. Got a little loose with the ball down the stretch, and despite some heroics by Pereira and Juliana de Barbour, Uruguay unable to prevail. So Paraguay moves to 1-0 in group play. Uruguay falls to 0-2 with the 62-56 win by Paraguay. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championship, live from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto, Venezuela. First game of the day in the books. Argentina and Ecuador coming up at 1:45. We invite you to stay along with us for that one. Meanwhile, for my partner Victor Manshur, I'm Craig Feta saying so long for now. We will be back on the air at 1:35 for the pregame for the Argentina-Ecuador game. Once again, the final score 62-56 in favor of Paraguay. We will be back shortly from Domo Bolivariano in Barquisimeto. This is the 2016 South American Women's Championships.